dropped her head back and looked to the heavens. Carla had a point there. How long had it been since she'd been kissed? Too long, probably. She couldn't help but smirk at the thought that the most action she'd seen had come from a contract when it got stuck to her left boob yesterday when she fell asleep at her desk. I'm not going to meet anyone who I want to touch my boobs at a club on South Beach. I met Jeff at a bar, and he thinks about more than numbers. Sometimes. She definitely didn't want someone like Jeff touching her anywhere. Her sister's fiancé was a douchebag. But he loved her flighty, unreliable, adorable sister, so he must have some redeeming qualities. Alana just couldn't think of any. Her gaze shifted between the stack of papers and the phone. She hadn't spared much time for her sister lately, but Carla always wanted to go to some rowdy club. Mingling with young people who had a lot of money was good for her sister's interior design business. Alana would rather sit around in her pajamas and drink a couple bottles of good wine. For Alana, going out was an inefficient use of her time. It wasn't as if she could relax. She had a company to keep afloat. She'd spend the entire time thinking about investment approaches, possible pitches, and client meetings. Nothing that would relieve the intractable knots of stress in her shoulders. Flirting with guys so that her sister didn't think she was a loser was the last thing she wanted to do. She knew she'd reached new levels of boring. But someone had to clean up Javi's little messes that would turn into bigger messes. And that someone was Alana. These days, she was the captain of the cleanup crew. While both her siblings played the free and frivolous card, she kept her head screwed on straight to keep the business running smoothly. Fun could wait. Indefinitely. Carla didn't realize that she had the privilege of working as a part-time interior designer and full-time party girl because of Alana's efforts. Efforts that Alana doubted their father would ever recognize because she was a girl. A vein in her temple started to throb at that thought. She needed a cocktail. Seriously, what else are you going to do tonight? Carla's question stopped her from ruminating on their father's disapproval for a hot second. Make sure you can keep your trust fund. Whatever you do tonight is not going to make or break the company, and you know it. Come out with me for 1 hour. Just 11 until midnight. If you go home, you'll just go home and get half drunk on champagne on your couch watching the ball drop. You won't be able to sleep anyway. While her neighborhood, Little Havana, wasn't flashy and revelers didn't clog the streets at midnight on New Year's Eve, some residents stood outside banging pots with wooden spoons, a form of celebration reserved for heat championships and other special occasions. But her sister was right. All she needed to turn into a stereotype of a spinster was some cats. And she'd been thinking a lot about getting a kitten lately, because she was seeing far too many of those ASPCA commercials on late-night television. Fine. I'll be at your place in 30. Carla wasn't going to quit until she got her way anyhow. And Alana deserved to have fun, or at least enough alcohol to think she was having fun. Her sister squealed. Good! I picked an amazing dress for you while I was out shopping today. By the end of the night, hopefully you won't be a born-again virgin anymore. Alana sighed, hung up the phone, and grudgingly walked out of the office. She was going to get her V-card back if she didn't do something about it soon. But she was going to need to be drunk. Very drunk for this. Cole Roberts made his way down South Beach, looking for a bar that didn't have a line a mile long. At 11:30 on New Year's Eve, he wasn't having much luck. He blew out a breath as he sidestepped a drunken army of college girls. There was nothing like being alone among throngs of inebriated, hollering co-eds to make a guy feel old and used up. He checked his phone again for a message from Javier. Nothing. Muttering.